I'm here to talk about the minor league baseball scores for Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. So we have in the Double A, High A, and Single A seasons don't start until tomorrow, until the 2nd of April. They start a little bit afterwards. They play in Double A, High A, Single A ends a little bit earlier, and they start a little later. Same with High A, and then they end about the same time, around the same time as Single A, and then Double A ends about a little bit after High A, Single A, High A, but end before Triple A season is over. So, then we have Iowa 12-7 over Louisville, Sugarland 10-3 over Jacksonville, Omaha 3-0 win over Buffalo, Syracuse a 4-2 win over Toledo, Memphis defeats Norfolk and Kings 4-3. Las Vegas an 11-5 win over Oklahoma City, and the Memphis beats Norfolk 4-3 in 10 innings. Memphis remains unbeaten at 5-0. And then a heartbreaking loss this time for St. Paul. St. Paul started out the season 3-0, was solid in their first series, but then they ended up against Indianapolis. The Indians of Indianapolis, they were a solid team, but they played the Wushu Red Sox. In the first game did not go their way. Second game we thought could go their way more, but no, it does not go their way, as they just barely lose 5-4. And then we have Rochester 5-4 win over Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Columbus 6-1 over Indianapolis Indians remain defeated this season. At 0-5, Durham gets their first win over Lehigh Valley this season's first win this season against Lehigh Valley, 6-1. And then Charlotte 9-3 over Nashville. Gwinnett 6-3 over Round Rock. Second round 10-5 over Salt Lake. Reno 1-0 over Albuquerque. And El Paso and Tacoma are going to end up playing a doubleheader on April 4th on Saturday. They are going to end up playing a doubleheader. 2 7-inning games. They're going to end up playing. Game 1 is going to be. It's going to start the doubleheader at 8:05 Eastern Time. I mean, that could be either it's going to start at 8:05 Eastern, or Game 2 is going to be beforehand. I'm assuming it's going to be moved a little bit, because if it starts at 8:05 Eastern, man, I guess it could be well, actually, that makes sense. Tacoma, Washington. Okay, so 8:05 Eastern, yeah, that'll be 5:05 Pacific. Yep. Okay, and 5:05 and 7:35 Eastern. That's fair. Or 7:35 Pacific. That's fair. You know, if it's 2 hours apiece. No, that's about fair. So that's not too terrible. You know. So yeah, it's not too terrible. Maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. So yeah, maybe 7:15, and then yeah, so maybe 10. I could see that. So yeah, maybe 5 hours worth of games, and the break in between the two games combined. I could see that. So yeah, I could see that. So that's fair. So some doubleheaders just due to the weather, and that's kind of the one sport like baseball, softball, and those are like the two main sports in the United States. I mean, golf. I guess golf and tennis can be impacted by weather as well, but I mean, typically, you can play golf in the rain. It's just that they do play baseball and softball in rain, just not like heavy rains and thunderstorms. Are they going to play in there, or like bitter cold, or because you're outside and it's not like an outdoor sport. Like you want the cold, like skiing, like like a sport like skiing, where you want the cold, or snowboard, like baseball. It's hard to hit a ball. It's kind of hard to hit a baseball or softball when it's cold out. It's kind of hard to, and it's also one of those things where, it's not going to bounce well. You're not going to get the bounces. You're not going to get like anything really. It's just going to be like, a game that's not. Nobody wants to play. Fans don't want to go to it. Players don't want to play in it. The coaches don't want to be there. The managers, I guess. But again, I say coaches, but the coaches, don't want to be there. Like the umpires, nobody really wants to play in the cold weather. So I don't blame them.